Hey, good morning everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from Boynton Beach. And I'm right across the street from a laundromat. I'm throwing a load in and I got 30 minutes to kill before I got to put them in the dryer. And so what I thought I would do is show you my crusher, my damage on the crusher one more time. You know, the nice thing about this is it gives it a lot of sex appeal. And when you look at that like that, you know, people stay away from me. They're like, I don't want to get hooked on that thing. When they fix it, it's just going to be replacing this. Oh, that almost fell off. Put that back. I fixed that already, see? That'll rub out. This will rub out. No, they'll bolt a new bumper on. They'll put this new little plastic piece in here. That's it. Nothing else is even damaged. I think that the bumper actually attaches right there and like right over here, and everything else is just wire connections. Now this piece right here, I mean, I don't know, whatever they got to do, it's just a bumper. And I got a rental car allowance of up to $1,500. So when I get back to Jacksonville, I'll go to the Toyota dealer or somewhere where I choose. Geico said they got these places you can go. I'm sure they do a fine job, but I want to make sure I just get an estimate from Toyota and a couple of other places. I'll contact Geico. I'll get an appointment. I'll take it in. They'll fix me up. I'll jump in my rental car, and hopefully they'll call me because there's no painting or anything. Just a matter of bolting on and getting that little plastic piece. And then I'll come pick it up, and I'll be ready to go again. But this morning, I wanted to try to see if somebody in my community could help me. I'll have to edit this video down a little bit so you don't have to be bored. But I made a little short video this morning about batteries and this solar system I've got, and I'm really kind of upset because, well, I'm not really upset. It's just that, man, these batteries don't last very long, and I just wanted to show you what I have. Let me open this one up. This is my back door. Let's bring this right on down. What's going on there? Somebody blowing their horn over there. I don't know what it is. Thought they knew me. All right, let's go inside here in the bedroom, and I want to show you what I have. This is the solar system, and if I can just, it says 32 LUE, and I don't want to push any buttons. They told me not to mess with it. It's called a go. Man, I wish I had some glasses. Can you guys read it? What does that say? It says on demand, on something. And then that says 30 amp solar controller. So is there anything, I'm asking in the community, is there anything I can do there to change it to charge lithium batteries if I were to buy lithium batteries and put it on the camper? I have 200 watts of solar upstairs, and is that just for deep cell 12 volt batteries that I have, these marine batteries, these junks, or is that going to be compatible? I've read everywhere that you've got to have a special charging for lithium, and maybe that can switch over to be the right amperage or do something, but I don't know. So if you could help me, I'd appreciate it. If you know anything about it, I just thought I'd make that little video and show you what that thing says. Here's my batteries. Now I do have two. The camper only comes with one, but I got an extra one. And they're, like I said, there's just the deep cell batteries, and there's a battery switch down there to shut them off. I have the 12 volt on. A lot of you out there are telling me to save battery power to switch the refrigerator to propane. There is no propane. Everything is 12 volt on this camper. The TVs are 12 volt, and there's no plug. You can't even unplug them and plug them into one of my portable power stations. All the wires come out of the wall into the TV. It's converted with a converter, inverter, whatever they call it in there. And the TV, you don't see it plugged into anything, or the refrigerator. It's plugged into something somewhere, but it's inside the walls. And when you turn the power on, you know, they just come on. And because they're 12 volt battery, I thought, oh, this is great. I can watch TV. My refrigerator works even without electricity on shore power. I've got everything. My LED lights, they don't draw much power. And I was just sitting there for hours watching TV and my refrigerator on like it was free, you know, boondocking. And then all of a sudden the lights started getting dim. The slides are real slow coming in. The battery gauge on the door says low battery. There's a little monitor where the water levels in the sewer and all that, they have a little a controller panel right there. It says the batteries are low. I've read everything about the batteries can be seriously damaged and probably ruined if you take them below 50% of their battery. Well, hell, how do you know how much is 50%? You know, you use them because you got to have it. I got to bring my slides in. Now, when I do start the truck, I noticed that the lights get brighter in there, plugged into the little trailer hitch light of the 7-pin trailer hitch. And when that's plugged in, it gives me power, more power to bring the slides in. So I'm confident that I can at least get my slides in as long as my truck is running and hooked up to the camper. But otherwise, you know, junk. I mean, if you don't have shore power, these batteries are already low. And I already found out by reading the internet that charging these batteries by driving around with your alternator of your truck would take, 40 hours. It's not really doing it. It's doing it while it's running to give it some power. Praise God for that. But it is not replenishing those batteries. And I have food in the refrigerator. I can't just shut it off. I have been shutting it off when I travel because I heard to do that. Then somebody in comments said, don't believe that. If it's 12 volt, just turn it on. And I heard that if the angle of the, when you turn your angle of the camper, that even if it's a 12 volt refrigerator, it could damage it because refrigerators have to stay level. So I went ahead and took their word for it and turned the refrigerator on because I was turning it off and I don't want my food to get spoiled. And like right now, the batteries say low, but I got to have the refrigerator on, even though I'm not driving around and the engine's not running, because I don't want my food to get spoiled. So you can see my dilemma. I got batteries, but they don't work. They're dead. And I want to put lithium in. I'll spend the money. I'll get them. Maybe. I think they're kind of expensive, but I saw some on Amazon that looked pretty cheap. I saw a couple of YouTube videos where this guy got this one long one and, has like 200 amp hours. And then somebody told me I need a lot more than 200 watts of solar up there. I'm not going to buy any more solar. I just want to know if that controller will charge lithium batteries, and what do I got to do to it? This is a 2024 Flagstaff 25 FKBS. It's made by Flagstaff. It's a micro light, and it's made by Forest River, I should say, and it's the Flagstaff model. It's a great camper. If I could just, have power, if I could just know that my refrigerator and, I'll be conservative. I'll change my habits. I won't just, watch TV forever and all that. With the batteries, I'll be a lot more of a miser, but I didn't know all this. And now here I am with no way of getting those batteries back up unless I go, I guess, to a campground and stay overnight with a shore power. That would probably charge my batteries up, I've heard. So, anyway, that's the dilemma. I'm here in Boynton Beach. I'm going to be detailing and waxing Teddy's 67 Fairlane today. Teddy's having a birthday on the 28th, and he's going to be 107. I think Teddy's going to be 77 or 78. Yeah, he's doing really good. He was jogging this morning. He's at the gym right now, and him and Jolene, they're both incredible people. And I tell them all the time about how much you guys love them and appreciate Jolene, her cooking and all that, and how it was a nice place there in the tiki hut. And I know you guys like those videos. And some people have been asking, like, you know, why did you leave, and why are you in Jacksonville now? Why suddenly, and why this and why that? It wasn't suddenly. I have been contemplating leaving Palm Beach County for 2 years. I grew up here, and every time you go back to a place, and I've come back here a couple of times, just like I did in San Diego. And every time you do that, when you go back to a place, it's never quite the same. I mean, I went back to San Diego multiple times, and there's an old saying, people move to California to decide where they want to live. It's just, here is too many people. It's too expensive. It's above my pay grade. I just can't take it. I mean, everywhere you go is just a cluster. Everything is busy, the traffic, people drive like crazy. It costs a lot of money. And it's not just recently, it's been since I moved back over here after the pandemic when I left Sarasota. So what kind of spurred it to motivate me to actually go was I bought the camper and I brought it back, and when I towed it and I learned all about my, you know, brand new axles, it's brand new with a warranty, roadside assistance. I got this brand new truck that's got V8 power, and I drive it 700 miles one trip down here, and I park it and I look at it every day. I'm like, man, it's calling me. I want to be like traveling Robert. I want to get out there and live my life. You know, I don't want to just sit behind the fence there in that little spot, which is nice, you know, in the tiki hut and all. That's great, believe me. But I just want to travel. So I reached out to a few people. I made some investigations. I made some calls. I knew somebody that knew somebody else. And I got a special invitation to where I'm at in Jacksonville. And it was a deal that I believe that God opened the door and said, go. And the opportunity was to begin on January 1. So I left. And I'm up there, and I absolutely love Jacksonville. I really do. Whether it will be my final spot, I don't know. There's a lot of places I could love. What I'm loving is being on the go and seeing something different. What I'm not happy with is sitting here idle like I've done so many years and so much. And when I was in the sticks and bricks and everything over in Sarasota, this is my calling. God gave me this and gave me that truck and gave me you as a community, and I am going to live my life. I want to do things while I want to do them now, and while I can see, and that's just it, folks. I hope you understand that. And I do appreciate all the support I get, and I don't know, what else can I say? Because I got to check on my laundry over here in a minute. But folks, that's what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. Okay, so some people wrote in some comments, well, you haven't gone anywhere but Walmart and this. Look, I just got up there. I'm just trying to get my feet wet. Now my truck's got to be repaired. And it's winter time. I don't necessarily want to go in ice and snow. I am going to want to stay in the lower 48. But even the places that I want to kind of go, that I'm thinking about, Grand Canyon and all these places, they're ice cold right now. And I'm cold enough in Jacksonville. So I'm just, you know, staying put a little bit. I'm touring around. I'm finding out what Jacksonville's about. I'm finding some interesting things there to video and to show you guys, and just for myself, you know, to get familiar with my new community, my new city. And I never, you know, I've been through Jacksonville so many times traveling back down here when I lived in Atlanta, and I went through that Orange Park, and I stayed at a hotel there, Motel 6, several times. And I've always thought, I mean, this was years ago too, I could live here. This is kind of an interesting place. And look at that. You never know, I mean, what happens in your life. It may take 5 years, and then there you are. You'll remember back saying, man, I thought about living here 5 years ago. Now here I am. So now I'm just following the front end. I'm not going to force a square peg in a round hole. Whatever the good Lord leads me to do, and I'm going to be listening, you know, in my heart, and I'm going to do it. In fact, today I'm moving up my doctor appointment. I'm calling him this morning so I can get out of here sooner than Thursday, because it's cutting it too close to get to that show, and I don't want to drive at night. So I'm going to go right now after my clothes are done, and I'm going to get that doctor appointment handled. I already got some prescriptions that I called in, and that was my main reason of coming here, was to see and get prescriptions renewed for my drops. I still have to get my Medicare Advantage program transferred, which I'm going to be doing soon, up to Jacksonville, if that's where I'm going to stay. I'm deciding whether do I want to stay there and keep that as a home base, which is probably 90% chance I will. But there's a thing in my mind that it's like, if you're going to travel and maybe you want to just keep going and you're not going to come back, you just want to keep moving, then maybe you can just move on. And that wouldn't be anything that I would do right now because it's too cold. But as another month or 45 days passes and spring gets closer, then I might do that. So I'm going to probably stay where I'm at for a while. And I had some mail here. We did the mail call. Miss Jolene was picking it up for me. I got a couple of nice gifts, that nice hoodie that I'll be able to use in the Jacksonville area. It's 75 degrees and balmy here right now. I'm wearing short pants again, flip-flops. I'm back to my old self. And believe me, I kind of miss that cold weather. I like it when you can wear some clothes. Not where I got to wear mittens and a beanie and all that, but where I can just wear some clothes, some shoes, some pants, some boots, something different than this kind of attire. Everything about being out of here is a lot more exciting to me than being here. And there's not a darn thing wrong with Palm Beach County and Boynton Beach if this is your cup of tea. Who couldn't like South Florida? This is where everybody is right now in the entire country. In fact, exponentially, I think more people are visiting snowbirds or visiting, just for a week or a month or whatever they can, however long they can afford to stay here to get out of that snow and ice. It is not doubled, it's quadrupled over the last few years of how many people are here right now. You can't book a room, you can't get a camp spot, you can't do anything because it's all booked, it's all expensive, and they're all here. So I'm working my way through it, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm staying positive, but I know that I've got my whole life, my whole home, everything I got is mobile, and it's very exciting. And to some people, they might think, that's not a life. To me, it's great. I mean, I'm doing it by myself, and I don't need much, and I have everything that I need, and I have my family, my community out there, and I do have my support system with my son and my daughter and all these people that keep in touch with me. I'm doing just fine, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the idea of where it could possibly be in another few months, what I can be looking at in another couple of months or a few months, maybe the Pacific Ocean, maybe mountains, maybe up in the high altitude of New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, whoever I might meet in my travels that'll say, hey, come up here, we know a place, you can go there, I can learn, and my ears and my mind are open to living a life that is all about crushing it.